people are here. I haven't seen Bonnie Faulkner in quite a long time. I'm so happy. I'd like to introduce Bonnie Faulkner. She's with KPFA. And Bonnie, please.
I think half of this microphone is gone. Can you hear me? No, I better hold this, huh? My name is Bonnie Faulkner. I produce a weekly public affairs radio show on KPFA in Berkeley called Guns and Butter. It's 1 hour every week. I've been doing it as a full-time volunteer for 8 years. I've been producing radio documentaries on the subject of 9/11. I wanted to say a quick word about public media. We're losing newspapers and public television stations nationwide, and this is why public radio has become more important than ever. And I wanted to encourage each and every one of you who listen to KPFA, if you do, to become a member. It costs $25. We have an enormously important local station board election this fall. But you need to become a member, I think, probably within May in order to be eligible to vote. Pacifica Network has 5 major radio stations in the country. It's free speech radio, and it's at a crossroads. We have a democracy movement, a transparency movement. The pro-democracy faction is now in control of the national board, and we need to have control of the local board. So please, anybody here who listens to KPFA, is very important to sign up. I first met Dr. Stephen Jones at the Chicago 9/11 International Education and Strategy Convention in 2006, where we began an interview titled "Thermite: A Case for 9/11 Controlled Demolition," which we finished the following month at the American Scholars Symposium in Los Angeles. That interview has aired several times on KPFA radio. I've also been privileged to hear Dr. Jones at the University of California, Berkeley, and at Sonoma State University. Dr. Jones earned his bachelor's degree in physics, magna cum laude, from Brigham Young University in 1973, and his PhD in physics from Vanderbilt University in 1978. He conducted his PhD research at the Stanford Linear Accelerator Center and did postdoctoral research at Cornell University and the Los Alamos Meson Physics Facility. He was principal investigator for experimental muon-catalyzed fusion from 1982 to 91 for the U.S. Department of Energy, Division of Advanced Energy Projects. From 1990 to 1993, he studied fusion in condensed matter physics in deuterium under U.S. Department of Energy and Electric Power Research Institute sponsorship. Dr. Jones also collaborated in experiments at other physics labs, including in British Columbia, Japan, and at Oxford University. He has also conducted scientific work in the areas of archaeometry and solar energy. He taught physics at Brigham Young University for 22 years. On September 22, 2005, Dr. Stephen Jones presented his views on the collapse of the World Trade Center towers and World Trade Center 7 at a BYU seminar attended by about 60 people, and published his paper, "Why Indeed Did the World Trade Center Buildings Collapse?" Dr. Jones retired from Brigham Young University in January 2007 amid controversy surrounding his scientific work on the physical evidence of controlled demolition at the World Trade Center on September 11th. Dr. Jones became a founding member and co-chair of Scholars for 9/11 Truth. In December 2006, after leaving that organization with about 3/4 of its members, he became a founding member of Scholars for 9/11 Truth and Justice, a group of scholars and supporters dedicated to 9/11 research using the scientific method. He is currently co-editor of the Journal of 9/11 Studies. Project Censored lists his 9/11 research among the top mainstream media censored stories of 2007. In August of 2008, Dr. Jones, along with Kevin Ryan and James Gourley, published a peer-reviewed article in the Environmentalist titled "Environmental Anomalies at the World Trade Center, Evidence for Energetic Materials." Dr. Jones's most recent scientific article, co-written with 8 other authors, was published in April of 2009 in the Open Chemical Physics Journal titled "Active Thermitic Material Discovered in Dust from the 9/11 World Trade Center Catastrophe." His talk tonight is, "What in the world is high-tech explosive material doing in the dust clouds generated on 9/11/2001? Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to a great American, Dr. Stephen Jones.
Okay, well, thank you, Bonnie. That was a wonderful introduction. I think it's mostly true, as far as I can tell. And I often wondered what it'd be like to be at one's own funeral listening to it. Okay. It's a pleasure to be back in Davis, and it was a pleasure to meet several of you. I like to do that in the audience where I have an opportunity. And John, I would like to move a little bit so I can actually kind of get the screen better. I find that a lot of you, like myself, are still learning about the events of 9/11. It's been quite an experience for me, as you might imagine, to study this and to meet with thousands of people discussing this. I wish I could talk to each one of you individually, yeah, but that's a difficult thing to do. So, and get your questions as we go along. So we'll go through it, and this is just basically the tip of the iceberg, if I can put it that way, because there's so much data now that has been gathered by hundreds of researchers around the world that it's really difficult in an hour and a half to cover all that I'd like to. Maybe an hour and a quarter if we can squeeze it in. So I'm going to start talking a little faster and going through this. The order of the discussion tonight, I would like to give an update on World Trade Center 7, which you see a video of here. This building collapsed, as we'll discuss, on 9/11 in the afternoon. We'll provide a bit of a discussion on recent research regarding the towers destruction, and then I will talk about the red gray chips, which is the subject of our latest scientific paper published in the Open Chemical Physics Journal. That work is, I think, very important in understanding what happened on 9/11. And then I will talk about nanothermite. And just for you to get a feeling where we stand on things, if I could ask you if you have, let's see, before tonight, that is, have you heard of nanothermite? Not thermite now, it's a big difference. Nanothermite. How many of you have heard of nanothermite? Okay. How many of you, haven't really heard of nanothermite? Okay, wow, most of you. Whoa. We have a good time tonight then discussing and educating. That's great. All right, here we go. Sorry, I have to speed up a little bit. On the afternoon of 9/11, about 5:20, World Trade Center 7 came down.